Welcome to the Brunch Club Podcast, where we highlight amazing women. Join us to fill your cup with inspiration and motivation as our guests share their experiences, their stories, and some hot gossip. So I'm Rachel Svoboda. Welcome back to the Brunch Club Podcast. We are here at my sister's closet and Well Suited in Newport Beach, filming an episode with one of my very dear friends who I have known forever, and I want you guys to fall in love with her as much as I do. This is Aly Rose from Aly Rose Beauty. Thank you for being on the show with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
We have known each other since we were 8.
Yes, we have. Yes. And I can't believe that she hasn't been on the show yet. So there are so many amazing things for you to know about Aly. But she was the goalie on our soccer team when we were 8. So we'll start with that.
That makes me a little crazy.
Does it?
Yeah, of course.
Why? Why does it make you crazy?
We are basically target practice. Yeah, it's just like being an entrepreneur, right?
Oh, I love how you connected
you
that.
You just take all the shots. Just constantly take the shots. Let's go. What you got? What you got?
All right. Okay. So after that, then let's let everybody get to know a little bit about Aly. You went to USC. Mm-hmm. Okay. So go into your journey. Like, give me the highlights that brought you to where you are today.
Okay, we can put that in a little synopsis.
Yeah.
So I started off as a college athlete, so I've always had that mentality of trying to excel, trying to do more in life, trying to change the paradigm, and so I started off out of college in the beauty industry, and my dad said, of course, I didn't pay for you to go to SE to be a makeup artist, and I was like,
thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Awesome. But he said it out of love. Back then you were supposed to be a doctor or a nurse or, things that had 401k and you had all the different benefits. And so what I did is I went into corporate beauty, where I started learning the corporate side, and I still got to have that beauty knowledge. But somehow I got stuck in outside sales for 25 years. I was a VP sales for a medical company. I'm going to make this like a whole lifetime of 20 years in 5 minutes, but
but it's important because it's getting us to where you are today.
Yes, exactly. So 20 years in outside sales. I did weddings on the side, and so I went through 2 kids. I had a spout of cancer. I had some challenges, some ups, some downs, you name it. I went through it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what I was meant to do. And so since I was 5 years old, I really wanted to have Aly Rose Beauty, and actually it was Aly Rose. I added the beauty part as I got older. And so it finally came into fruition. I put all my eggs in that basket, and I went for it, I stood in the goal and took the shots.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
You did. And you really have been through a lot. You have persevered through every challenge that life has thrown at you. And I love that you went back to what you knew you were meant to do. Yes. I love that part of the journey, because sometimes taking that moment to course correct and be brave enough to be like, okay, wait a minute, this is not the path I'm meant to be on. Yep. I have God has a greater plan for me, or a path that I should be on.
Yes.
So now I want to highlight the fact that it's not just being a makeup artist. You have built an empire, a beauty empire of how many artists are currently on the team?
45.
45. Okay, that's incredible. I mean, I didn't even know that was something that existed.
It really doesn't, to be honest. Like I said, I wanted to be a pioneer of something new and different, and summarizing all the ups and downs and everything that I went through within my 25 years of my career, I wanted to take my corporate background and my artistry background and combine the two. And I had a spout where I was working for a linen company, and I got introduced to the wedding world. Okay. That was one of my outside sales positions. And I saw some of the beauty companies that were out there, and they were very talented, but they were artists. They weren't business owners, and they didn't understand the background behind a business. So I was able to take that and take my artistry and the opportunity and put it together. So I think that there's a lot of people that don't like my processes and systems, or, well, this company doesn't do this and this company doesn't do that, right? And I said, well, we're not that company.
Yeah.
We're going to be the pioneers. We're going to be the company that's going to set the standard and change both the wedding industry and the beauty industry to show that it can be professional, it can be reliable, and it's not just an artistry.
Okay, and that has been catching on, because Aly Rose Beauty has been showcased in so many amazing publications recently that have showcased your work. Can you tell everybody, like, let's run down like the litany?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I did this post on social media where I was trying to be authentic, and then the tears were just flying out, and I got so much amazing feedback. But we've been in Vogue, we've been in Glamour, we've been in SD Style Magazine, Southern Bride, California Wedding Day.
And I know one that was on your bucket list.
People.
Yes.
I know. Sorry, I'm like, it's just been so many amazing things happening at once. I manifested that, right?
Yes, you did.
We literally talked about it, and I said, my goal for 2026 is to get on People magazine.
Yep.
And I was like,
we got it.
It happened.
Yes, it did.
Happened. Yeah. And so it's so amazing to see if you put it out there, whether you manifest it or you pray about it, it's going to happen. You just got to put in the work.
Okay, talk about that. Talk about putting in the work and the power of saying no.
Oh yeah, so I have told everybody this year, my slogan for 2026 is I am the no CEO.
Yeah, and I love that.
And being the no CEO doesn't exactly make you the most likable person in the room, but that's okay. Because
totally okay.
Just like in your personal life, you also need professional boundaries.
Yes.
And sometimes you just have to say no if it's a not good fit for your lifestyle, your brand, your team. It's just not the right opportunity, and it's okay to say no.
Okay, so how do you help someone who might be listening to this thinking that they want to say no? How did you figure out, maybe was it based on your values, your goals? Like, how did you set those guardrails?
Yeah.
And like, how could somebody else do that too?
So I think that first you have to figure out who you are and identify your brand.
Okay.
And you have to really micro niche and find yourself. So in the beginning, you're going to have to say a lot of yeses because you're going to throw it on the wall and see if it sticks, you know? And so you're going to say yes to every opportunity. But then you get to a point where you have to really micro niche down and you figure out what your brand is. And so we've gotten to that point where I know who we are, I know what we bring to the table, and I know what our specialty is. Okay. And anything outside of that, as people say, as your avatar, that's when you would know that you can then say no.
I like that.
So it's getting to that point.
Yeah. Okay, so as you've gotten to that point and you've figured out your brand and you've figured out your place, right? And you are being showcased at these different places. You've got this seat at the table. You've got this voice. And I've noticed you have always been really, by the way, I mean, I have the luxury of knowing this woman a long time. You've always been really genuine and authentic and down to earth and like, I'm gonna tell it like it is. But now I see you doing that from a bigger vantage point. You've got this seat at the table and you've got this audience of people that I think you're inspiring every day with maybe it's your trials, your tribulations, your goals. And I really love how you're staying true to yourself.
Yes, and I think that since I was a little girl, I've always been that way. I was raised by a single dad, and so he's very authentic, but he's not refined authentic. So
which people can relate to. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. He's a little rough around the edges. And as a child and as an adolescent, I definitely was rough around the edges. But as I'm growing as a person, I'm learning to be more of a refined, authentic individual, and knowing it's okay to like start here and get here. And it's part of your journey, and it's part of what makes you you. And you're not going to start off here. You've got to work your way up, and it comes with the peaks and the valleys that go with it.
Yeah, well, and it's practice, just like with soccer. Like we were at practice all the time.
Yep.
Right. So business is like that too, getting in more reps. Business aside for just a second, you're also a mom. You're a wife. You're this well-rounded person. Like, do you want to talk a little bit about how you balance being a mom and wife and friend and all these things too?
Yeah, it's not easy, and there's definitely a stigma around what you're supposed to be these days because of what you see on social media. So it's like, I'm supposed to be the Martha Stewart mom, and I'm supposed to be that hot wife in the kitchen cooking and cleaning, and I'm supposed to be this badass CEO, and I'm supposed to go to all my kids' practices and smile while I'm doing it, while I'm taking a call from like a crazy bride, you know? And not, no, that's not real life. And so I try to give myself grace.
Okay.
And I try to realize that maybe there's some times I'm not aligned. So there's times that I'm working too much. There's times that I'm not in my business enough. There's times that I'm not having enough social life. And so I think what it is, especially being an entrepreneur, you really have to look in here. And if you're doing that work constantly, you know that it's time to pivot yourself in one area or in one area or the other,
Okay.
So that you can get realigned. And
Okay.
so for me, I'm always trying to find that balance. Is it perfect? Never.
Yeah.
Am I a perfect wife? Absolutely not. Am I a perfect mom? Absolutely not. And am I a perfect CEO? Absolutely not. But it's a balance.
Yeah. I can relate
Yeah.
on all of that because there's an expectation for sure of what it's supposed to look like versus what it really takes.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
And I'm very curious because women like us who have put in the reps, put in the hard work, had a vision, brought something to life, it doesn't ever stop. It's like, oh my God, I can do this and this and this. Oh, wait a minute, I'm just going to keep adding. So as you have found yourself and you find yourself saying no sometimes, right? And what else are you building? Can you share what's on the horizon?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's funny you say that though, because I've been traveling for 3 weeks. We have a flood in our house, and that's like I'm stumbling on my words because I am so tired today. I'm like, being authentic, I'm exhausted. Like normally I'm just so like, hey, the words are coming out of my mouth. Today I'm like, holy smokes, I'm tired. And it's okay to like recognize that, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, in my growth, I'm trying to take a step forward, and I have a lot of companies coming to me that want me to consult or to become a partner. I have a lot of coaching clients, so it's taking the people that I've taught my business to and my legacy and now allowing them to step into bigger roles, which can then get me into a bigger role. So my first boss out of college actually works for me full time right now. She's amazing. You love Carol.
I love Carol. We all shout out to Carol. We love Carol.
Carol's amazing. She's here behind the scenes.
Thank you, Carol.
But I would love her to have a bigger role in my business. My husband's in my business. And so many doors are opening up where other people see what I've done in my business and they want me to become part of their business. So there's a lot of coaching and a lot of consulting that is happening in the horizon. And it's just such an amazing opportunity, and I'm super grateful.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what you're going to do next.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like I said, woo!
Yeah.
What's next?
I know. Well, I mean, and you've got this point where you've got this thriving business. Your kids are thriving. You know, you are building this empire, and it's a lifestyle.
100%.
So I'm just so honored to have been your friend for so many years. This is really great.
And we're back in each other's lives more than ever now. So
I know.
It's so nice because our crazy chaos is meshing.
Yeah, I know, it is. Here at my sister's closet, right? where all roads lead back to my sister's closet, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
and I loved it when you were shopping earlier and you were like trying on different things, and it was like, well, that's not on brand. Right? Or that is on brand.
Right?
Right? And you know, we make conscious choices about like, you know, how we're going to present ourselves in every little thing that's out there in the world. So anyways, is there anything we haven't talked about yet that you wanted to touch on?
No, I mean, I would say that you were an initial part of my journey, you know, when I decided to become an entrepreneur and I decided to really like not put my toes in, but jump in the freezing cold water.
Oh gosh.
And
did I make it look easy?
100%.
Oh, good.
100%.
Okay, great.
Organized chaos, like I said, it's just amazing. But
Oh.
you were a big part of it. And so watching you do so many successful things, I looked at you and I was like, I can do that too. You know, and we come from the same background and we have the same mindset. So to actually see you pivoting and just getting to a whole new level, and now me doing it too, it's amazing to have this journey together.
And do it together.
I know.
Which is really amazing.
Right?
So this is so great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I love that you said that.
Of course.
I'm gonna keep this clip. It's a keeper. All right. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Brunch Club Podcast, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by the Brunch Club Podcast. It's been fabulous to share this time with you. Are you interested in being on the show? Do you want to nominate somebody? Reach out at rachelswoboda.com.